Greetings and love to all my wonderful friends all across the world. I send out love, joy, and peace and healing power today. You have no idea of the power of the overwhelming victory that you can have in your life. You can truly overcome all things which would hold you back, all things which would cause you to be ill or have disease, or all things that would cause you not to have the success that you need to have and want to have in your life. Those things which you need and desire have been promised to you already, and they're available. Everything you could need or desire is already available, and it is already walking and talking, as it were, within inside of you. It is already going to and fro inside of you, ready to bust out at any moment. You have all creative power. We are powerful creators. Whatever we decide to do, we can do. People decide to build large buildings. They just begin to do it. Don't ask, don't worry about it. They just begin to build the building. People begin to build houses. People begin to paint paintings, write music. Those that are good at it don't worry about whether they're going to be able to do it or not. They just do it. They learn how to draw upon that source which is within them. And we can learn to do that. We have each and every one of us, we have some desire that we want to either build something, or we want to either write a book, or we want to sing, or we want to write music, or we want to paint paintings, or we want to just generally create or invent or innovate something. Become an innovator or become a great leader. We all want to move into either great creativity or great leadership or great ability in some form or the other. We all want to be out there in front at the top of our game and at the top of our area of expertise. And we can do that because this power that we have within us causes our mind to be so much more able and so much full of flexibility and stamina and all of that energy which we need. I've often said before that if you stopped and analyzed how much physical energy it would take for you to make $1 billion, and you begin to quantify that and think about that, you have right now far more energy than it would take just in the person that doesn't recognize. Say there's a person that doesn't recognize the energy that they have, and they just go about, just with what energy they've been taught in the education system and from birth to create and to build $1 billion. And you quantify that amount of energy, it's far less than the energy that each and every one of us have. So each and every one of us have the capability in some form or the other to create riches, whether it's riches, like I say, of music, artwork, riches of just general ability to communicate or write, whatever it is. We have the ability to become rich in that area, to become ahead of the game, to become to be a leader in that area. We have the ability to do that far more than we'll ever know. We have thousands of times more power than we realize. Thousands of times more power. That's exciting. Stay with me, Mike. But that is exciting. I want to get up and dance. I want to get up and shout. I want to get up and chant. I want to just dance on that energy. Put that energy under my feet, dance on it, and realize that energy is flowing in me now. And all of my desires are going to be met. All of my goals and dreams are going to be met because the energy that I have is far greater than those hopes and those dreams and those desires. I want to build. I want to have several large homes around the country, so that I can go back and forth and enjoy being in different. In the summertime, I want to be more further north, and in the wintertime, I want to be further south. And I want to be able to travel around. Hawaii, California, uh, Colorado, all these kinds of places. I want to have nice motor coaches to do that in, nice cars to drive, and the houses that I want. See, I have a very high goal for a house. I want to have a. I mean, there's so many amenities that have been in my mind all my life. So many superfluous accoutrements that I have grown accustomed to desiring and dreaming about, and have observed and travels. I've traveled and observed houses and buildings and architecture and all of these things, and observed all of the different things that are available in those areas, and so I know and familiar with it. So I want to have all of those things, and that's been in my dreams for years, and I am going to achieve those. I'm going to set about. I'm going to turn to source energy, my God, my infinite mind within, and I'm going to begin to ask all the right questions. How do I go about making sure that I have the nicest possible house, that I have the nicest possible transportation, and have the ability to move about the country and travel to other countries that I want to travel to. And so, because I realized and I recognized, and I was fortunate enough to recognize this a few years ago, that of all the power that we have within, and so I'm capable of doing all of these things. And so I rejoice about that capability. I rejoice about my engineering ability. I rejoice about my creative ability, my artistic ability, my musical ability. I rejoice about those things. And I'm ever so gradually learning how to control my voice to where I'm going to become a singer one of these days yet. I've been wanting it all my life, but I'm, as I say, gradually, very gradually becoming a good singer. And it may take a few years, but if I put my mind to it, I can do that. And that's going to be a dream of mine too. So I want you all to be able to put down your dreams like that. Do you want to be able to build big buildings? Do you want to build big houses? Do you want to have nice cars? Do you want to learn how to be a singer that can travel around and sing for people and sing in front of large audiences? Or do you want to be a comedian in front of large audiences? I would enjoy that too, but hence what we need then to achieve all this is to continually be working daily, moment by moment, in the now, raising our consciousness. Every moment we'll say, now, this very moment is all that exists, and in this very moment I have all opportunity available. I don't have all the negativity of the past because that's gone. I have all the positivity in the now because that's all that's really there in the now. Anyway, the rest of it was superstition. Now I'm in the area of the now where there only exists positive, only exists creative ability, only exists power and dominion, and I'm in that real now, that real now, where God exists, where divine minds exist, where the real exists. I put away superstition. When I was a child, I spake as a child, but now that I'm a man, I put away childish things. That's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, where it speaks about the love that grows and becomes better and better and better, and more patient and more kind and more understanding, and we become more wise, and we become more ability to communicate with people, and all of that grows, and so does our ability to begin to live in the now and to begin to recognize what all we really have and be truly grateful for it and begin to exercise it. We know that we have all of God and all of good within us now. It's not up there It's not over here. It's not at the east or the west. It's not at any direction, any other location. It's not on some other galaxy. It's not on some other planet. All the good that God has is now with us right now, within us. Kingdom of God is within us, and it's all available. And so my dream of having marvelous houses that really reflect my real being, the real being that I have in the now, will be reflected in marvelous houses and things like that. My ability to do that then has been enhanced thousands and thousands of fold because of my recognition of all that is now within me, and that I do have the creative power. See, we grow up wondering and say, well, I would like to, we have our dreams, we'd like to do this and that, but do I really have the creative power? I remember going to counselors and all and saying, well, do you think I really have the ability to be some famous lawyer or famous doctor or president of the United States or something like that, And of course, they couldn't tell you, what your real abilities are. You know that, and it mostly has to do with motivation. If you're motivated, you overcome all things, and it has to do with your recognition and your growth in awareness more than anything else. And so we need to recognize that and realize that too many people call it. I mean, you recognize all of these wonderful things which we now have within us. And as I say, we have thousands of times more power than we realize, hence the need to always be raising consciousness and exercising new awareness. So there is a huge amount of energy and power and substance behind us, and it is underneath us, and it is upholding us, and it is flowing within us. Our recognition has to grow. Our recognition has to become larger and larger and larger. And every day we need to add a little bit to that recognition of what we have within us. That recognition will bring us into an area where we'll actually know of all of the abundance which we truly have available, and then we'll become superior to lack, to unhappiness, to depression and illness. Fear is simply belief in superstition, and when you get down to it, the ground floor, it's just inadequate awareness. It is simply inadequate awareness, because we have an infinite amount of solid and saturated peace available at all times. We have an infinite amount of creative ability, as I say, available at all times. So I would encourage you then to get with yourself. Get in the now. Get in that room. Some people have a room. Some of them call it their angel room, or their prayer room, or their reflection room, or their office, or whatever. Get in that room and close off the world and get with yourself and begin to ask Divine Mind, our source, God, what is available to me? And how do I reach my dreams and goals? And you'll be surprised how much power all of a sudden starts flowing, and how much recognition that you have of the real and the now and what is really there. And ask every day, spend some time every day asking questions. Lots of questions to the Infinite Mind. What is it all about? Where do I get energy? Where do I get this dominion? Where do I get this ability to paint that painting? I got my canvas right up here. I've got my brushes and my paints, and I'm ready to begin to make that into a great painting. And where do I get that ability to really do that in a fantastic way, which will become a marvelous painting to go down through the centuries? Where do I get the musical ability to really write songs that will be well known for years? Where do I get that leadership ability to be a congressman, a president, a famous lawyer, whatever? Where do I get that from? And keep asking those questions, and you will gain such power that you cannot believe, and you'll gain all of your dreams. And so I'll talk to you again later on this evening in my nightcap series.